Hello, in this video we will be looking at the JetSoft imaging software and specifically the databasing portion of this software. JetSoft is a company that is dedicated to improving the way NDT data is used in industry. Using our software to database your NDT data allows you to quickly locate data, find datasets based on multiple criteria and perform analytics. All this is done through a web browser, meaning there is no need to install any proprietary software and any network PC in any location can be used. This is particularly useful for companies based over multiple sites. This is the initial screen presented to the user once they have logged on. The first thing to notice about the screen is that we're accessing it through a web browser. Here we can see a Firefox tab open, but you can connect to the database using any web browser, Internet Explorer, Chrome, etc. The next thing we notice is this list here, and the list is made up of each row is an NDT file, and the columns, the default columns we can see are pieces of metadata within that file. Okay, so if we look at the default file, the default columns, we can see that in the technique we have multiple different types of technique that we can database. We're currently viewing 29 files, and that's all I have in my development database at the moment, but the database is an SQL database, Microsoft, and so is completely scalable and can cope with hundreds of thousands of results. Each of these columns are sortable, so if we, for example, we wanted to sort each of the file by file name, if we press on the file name, it's now in alphabetical order. Okay, or if we wanted to do it based on the time the test was taken, we can see now it's an order from the earliest to the latest being at the bottom, and if we want to do opposite way we just press it again, and now the latest version's at the top. This isn't all the this is just the default columns, and we can add whatever columns we want using this drop down here, and you can see there's quite a number of different possible items we can have on here. So for example, if I wanted to add alloy, so some of these files have an alloy associated with them, piece of metadata, I can add that, and you'll see now that the alloy appears there. And so we can see that we can add and make this screen quite configurable, and we can display the information that we want quite easily. We can select files using these tick boxes, and you can see as I've ticked a couple of boxes here, two options have appeared. So we can either remove them from the database using the delete, or we can download them. And the download function is really good, because what it means is it can download those files from the server onto your computer, and you can use your own current analysis software to analyze them. So it really acts as a good repository for your NDT files. Of course, the real power that comes with databasing is the ability to search and the ability to perform functions based on data sets, not just individual files. So for example, well, we can see the options here at the top to do a simple search. So if I wanted to, I could do a simple search based on a single criteria. For example, let's say I wanted to get access to all the files that were done by a particular operator. So I'd select the operator I'm interested in, type his name, so it's Jones, and hit search. And you can see now all the files that we now have 11 results, and those 11 files have been done by the operator S Jones, as we can see here. And this has we've got a massive number of possible search fields here, from all the global things to do with the file, down to particular ultrasonic information. For example, we could get all the files based on that ran a particular PRF, or if you were to notice that an operator had been using the wrong PRF, we could quickly ascertain which files had been using that wrong PRF. And there are multiple things on there, and multiple options. We can do things based on the image data here, so we could look for images of a certain size. and we have all the gate data, so particular widths of gate. If we found that wanted to do a search on a certain gate width, we could. Defect data, defect count, we could bring up all the images that had a defect count greater than 100, etc. Or any on the annotation text. So the potential is huge. But that's just a simple search. We also have the ability to do advanced searches, and an advanced search is a search based on multiple criteria. This opens up the possibility to look for certain trends or patterns. For example, yield. If we wanted to find out the yield of a particular product, that would be very difficult in the current way of doing it, but using the database app, it is very simple. So let's try and do that. Let's look for the yield of a particular alloy. So the first thing we're going to do is pick which alloy we want. And let's go with 9005. We should just see all the, yep, so they're all the same alloy. And we want to see how many passed and how many rejected. So we add an extra criteria, which is sentence. Sentence. Here we go. So we add accept. Okay, and that will give us 9 results. We can see here 9 results. So how many passed is 9, and how many rejected is 1. So that gives us a pass rate of 9-1. So there we can start to see the real power of this database. And we can go further. We can look for the yield over a certain set of dates. So let's look for the yield in February of this year. So add an extra criteria, which is a test date time of greater than the 1st of February. Okay, and we want a test, so we want to just February, so we need to do a test date time of less than the 1st of March. Okay, so this is the number of files that were rejected in February of this year. So that's 1, and if I put accept, I'll get the number that passed in February of this year, and that's 3. So the yield for February of this year was 3-1, pass rate of 3-1. And that's just using the simple pass and fail and the test date time. There are so many possibilities. It really shows the power and the ability to do some analytics and find data sets and things like that. One final thing you may have noticed on here that we haven't covered yet, and that is that each of these files has an action that goes with it, and we can see it's a link. If I was to click on that, we'd go to another screen that allows us to view that data through the web browser and do an analysis on it. We will be covering that in another video, so please view that. Hopefully this video has shown you the power that goes with correctly databasing your NDT data. And if you have any comments, questions, you want to go look some consultation, please look at the description of this video on YouTube for more information on how to do that. Thank you very much for watching.